everybody, welcome back to Mono Man Fishing. If you're new, welcome aboard. Today we're prepping to go to an electric tournament on Lake Cedar Creek in the Gainesville, Georgia area. It's a electric lake only, and it's not that big of an impoundment. I don't know exactly the amount of acreage it has, but it's one of the smaller lakes we fish. But it's a finesse fishing lake. This seems to work. I've only fished it 4 or 5 times, but haven't had much luck power fishing it. So we're going to go really finessey tomorrow. At least I am. So I'm starting off with the wacky rig. That's right. And you see here this bug, just a little plastic rubber bug that I put over the hook to protect it from snags and gas. No wires, just I don't want a bunch of grass on it, and of course we don't want to get it snagged up. I do stick my Senko through the meat of the worm. You see it there, and don't use O-rings and stuff like that. I do put a half of a nail weight in one end, and I spike it, dip searchers on that tail to give it a little bit of a, hopefully, an attraction. So that's the first thing. I'll be throwing that on my spinning rod with 10-pound test. That's what I put on my spinners monofilament. The second one I'm using is also going to be a spinning rod with 10-pound test on a wired shaky head, not shaky head, wacky worm hook. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. And I will be putting on the pink worm. Pink worm. Pink. This is actually a trick worm. I'm looking for something with a little more finesse than that Senko. And I will be off sticking it. I'll probably put that hook right over there. And no weight on it. It's very slow. But if it gets to bites, I'll fish it slow. I hope. So, that's my 2 finesse rods. And then I'm going with a spinnerbait, a jig, a Senko worm, and a good old crankbait on my bait caster rods, all filled with 12-pound test mono. I'll be taking my cutters and my stainless steel hook remover pliers, whatever I need for, in my double pouch, which will be right on my side. This is probably, especially for your non-boaters, I wear this all the time, even when I'm boater. And yes, I have tools on my boat, but I want something right there right now. I can pull it out, I can use it, put it right back where it goes, and I've always got it right in hand's reach, right there next to me. This is a good investment of money for when you're fishing, especially as a non-boater, but I recommend even a boater does it. I like that having that next to me. My little carry bag, got my knee pads because I'm old and you know there's a lot of kneeing going on, a rag, and my fishing gloves, and 3 bottles of Gatorade Zero because I'm diabetic and I need it, and then my tackle box. This tackle box right here, a Plano. It's great because you can sit it this way, or you can sit it this way, and when you open it up, it holds 3 trays, 3 big trays like this. But I only have 2 that I put in there, and then I have a big fat tray. Also, I keep my good old Spam in there for when I get hungry, and a bottle of water. And this is right in the back of the boat, right next to me all the time. My hooks and my weights are in there. And I've got pretty much everything I need for the techniques I'm fishing. So, weather's supposed to be gorgeous tomorrow. I don't know about the winds, but we hope to go out there and knock them out and get up in the money, because that's what we want to do. All right? And with that, let's go to the water. All right, it's morning lunchtime, and the damn kids showed up. Go figure. So, started out throwing that wacky rig. Matter of fact, I threw that wacky rig
90% of the day. I did end up catching one on it, the biggest one between Brian and I, but Brian caught 3 fish that day. And you see me cast here, watch. I will close my bail with my hand, little tug on the line, habit, every time. That keeps your spinning rods using monofilament line from getting knots or tangled or anything. You won't get a single backlash slash knot on a spinning rod if you close it by hand. But again, so I mean, I flat threw that wacky rig all day, and even through the pink worm, as you can see there, through it, I worked it slow, worked it fast, worked it deep, worked it shallow. I got the one bite all day. Well, I had another little bite, but missed the fish. There, I'm always closing it with my hand. Close it with the hand, tug the line. If you close it with the reel all the time, you'll eventually get a loop in your reel. And you don't want that. Not while you're tournament fishing. So Brian's throwing the whopper popper there. Got some video of the whopper popper. Of course, we didn't get any fish catches on it. And I'm throwing the wacky worm pretty close to where he's bringing that over. So if he wakes him up, I thought maybe I catch him. So, but Brian also had a big one on for the day, and it broke his line. But with that, let's go to the weigh-in, because there's not really a lot to show you on the water. But we'll see what everybody, or just about everybody, weighed in. There's Danny, and I just caught him as he's weighing his big bass of the day. He's already made his creel weight there, and he's getting ready to weigh his big bass. It weighed 3 pounds, 0.44 ounces, and was the big bass of the day. That just goes to tell you how tough it was that day. But let me tell you something about Danny. Danny is the best I've ever seen at shaky head fishing. I don't know if that's what he caught him on, but that would be my bet. I mean, fantastic. And here we got some other guys weighing in. You can see that they put the fish in the basket. The water runs out a tube down there on that tub, and they capture their water back. And then they'll put the fish, after weighing it, back in the bag. And they walk down to the lake, down by the ramp, and release the fish. And that's a good little note for your beginning anglers, that it's always good to fish around the ramp. We call them retreads. That's when you catch fish that someone else has already caught weeks or days before. Now here comes Brian with our whopping sack of 4 bass. He's getting his water back. They're weighing them. They somewhere around 5 pounds. I don't really remember. We weren't too excited about that. But there you go. You can see him. I'm helping him out, putting him in the bag. Yeah. That big one that Brian lost would have changed everything, because that was a whopper. He broke that off on Braid, by the way. Well, here's those damn kids. And, you know, they had 5. They did good, but they were telling me about their largest fish, which they estimated around 3.5 pounds, actually jumped out of their live well today at some point in time, I'm not sure when. And went back into the lake. They lost their big one. And obviously that would have made a difference. What we call the kicker fish, they would have been able to weigh in. Definitely would have been in the money and possibly could even beat Danny for the whole enchilada. But here they're telling me the story. So they're going to go up and weigh their fish. I've challenged these damn kids to a fishing tournament, them against me in my boat on Lake Lanier. We'll be making that video soon, and just to really see what they got. But you can see the quality of the fish they're putting back in is pretty much the same as everybody else. No huge fish, obviously, today for anyone. But they had a limit, which I can't say for everybody. And we got some more footage of other guys weighing their fish. There's a nice electric boat going by. You've got e-propulsion on the back. Now he's showing off his backing skills. I don't know. Oh, these two guys. They only had 2 fish, but that was pretty typical, everyone. Cedar Creek Reservoir is the technical name for it. Is a place where if you're fishing along an area, you can pretty well bet that someone's been there or someone is there. And there's Danny. They're doing their totals, I think. If we got one more angler to weigh in, and here he comes to solidify Danny's victory and his big bass of 3 pounds, 0.44 ounces.
Well, that's it for Cedar Creek. Not a lot of limits for weight in, and those that were very small. Tough day of fishing pretty much for everybody. Danny got it done. He had big bass was 344, and top of my head, I don't remember what the winning weight was. But congratulations, Danny. Good job. And let me tell you something about Danny. He's one of the greatest shaky head fishermen I've ever seen in my life. He's really, really good. I don't know if that's what he calls fish on. That would be my guess. So next month, we have electric tournament on Lithium, which is a private electric lake impoundment. And I will not be there. I'm going to be fishing out of the Struggles Reel on Lake Wise. Both my tournaments on the same day, so I have to choose one. I'm choosing this one. Like that. Cut that part out. So, folks, until next time, as always, tight lines.